First question is very simple, Lucy. Can you please just summarize your resume in about 3 minutes? And if you have any teaching experience, just highlight that as well, okay?
In about 3 minutes?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right. Should I get started?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. Okay, my name is Lucy Lee, and I have graduated from Seoul University of Manufacturing Pharmacy. And I was born and raised in the United States. I was born in Atlanta, Georgia, and I lived in Illinois and Michigan. And I came here for college. I've been teaching and tutoring English for about 5 years now. My experience mostly involves private students, so one-on-one sessions with children and adults. So I don't have a lot of experience with top ones, but because I have a lot of experience teaching one-on-one, especially conversational English with children, I believe that I'm qualified for the position that I'm applying for.
Okay. Very good. Notice I have such experience actually at Mon Center. I guess it's specific. Or I guess you could say any time that tutoring is one-on-one. Do you find some challenges that you come across often, and how do you overcome those challenges?
One challenge I find is that sometimes the student is resistant to learning English because he might have a negative perception of it, or because because it's a really stressful environment these days in schools. So he might think it's not a fun thing to do. But I think it's important for that student to overcome this and to feel that learning English is fun and that it's important and that it's worthwhile of his time. So I think that there are various methods that we can use to make the student more excited about learning, and that's what I want to do. I want to introduce new methods so that the student can be happy about learning.
Mm-hmm. Good, thank you. Right. Next question. What are your goals, short and long-term goals? Maybe the long-term goals in 5 years.
Are you speaking regarding English teaching or just as career-wise?
As career-wise.
Okay. Well, my short-term goal right now is to pass my pharmacy license exam. It's actually in January. And the reason I'm applying for a part-time job right now is because I want time to prepare for the exam as well. Mm-hmm. So that's my short-term goal. And my long-term goal, I'm actually still thinking about what I want to do, but I do know that I want to develop myself as an English teacher more so that I can perhaps go to other countries and teach English. And that's part of my goal right now.
Okay. Next question. If you were to learn something new, how would you about learning it?
I'm sorry, I didn't quite catch that.
Okay. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you were to learn something new, how do you about learning it?
If I were to learn something new, I think first I would look over everything I have, all my resources, online books. And then as soon as I get a background, knowledge, I would try it. And then I would, of course, ask anyone who would know the subject better than me about how to go about it and what to do. And, through action and through constant checking and questioning, I think I will be able to actually perform the task I would have to do.
Okay, thank you. Next question. Now, most of your patients were with one-on-one tutor, but I'm you came across this situation. Have you ever had to do anything outside of the scope of your responsibilities?
I'm sorry, I didn't quite understand the question.
Well, for example, for one-on-one tutoring, your responsibility, your sole responsibility is just to teach them English. But however, did you have to do anything else besides teaching English that wasn't your responsibility?
You mean as I would do the one-on-one sessions, would I do anything else?
For the student that was not listed under your responsibility.
Well, nothing really comes to mind. But I do know that like for some of the children, the parents wanted me to to do more recreational activities than with like studying with books. So we would like go on field trips, or we would make things like construction activities, and we would do that kind of stuff. I don't know if that answers your question, but
That's okay. Good. Right. Question. In school, was there a professor you really enjoyed having, and can you tell why?
oh, okay. At school, I really enjoyed a professor named Mr. Han Byung-woo. And the reason I enjoyed his teaching was because he was so enthusiastic about his work, and it was actually biochemistry. And we actually had like 5 other teachers who taught the same subject. And like I always thought it was like a really hard and boring and like unrelated subject. But when I listened to his lecture, it was very interesting because like he would make sure that we would understand like all the basics, and he would make sure that we understand like how everything was connected. And because of that kind of effort that he would give us, I think it made us feel more like appreciated and like more respectful of the subject itself. And it was very interesting to hear the lecture. So yeah, that was one professor I really enjoyed.
Okay, thank you. All right. Now suppose the next 3 questions deal with you would explain certain terminologies. Okay. Suppose you were in front of a group of let's say grade ESL students. How would you explain the difference between increase and decrease?
How would I explain increase and decrease? I think that with language, it's best to show. So I would perhaps use like body motions, or like use like arms or hands or something like that they can see. So to explain these words, for example, increase, I would like like show like my hands increasing or something increasing, and decrease the opposite. That I would perhaps draw a picture.
All right, good. How about the next question? How the difference between bored and boring? How would you explain the
Bored and boring. How would I explain to 5th graders? Okay. I have to think about this one. Well, bored, I would say that it's a state. So I would like show someone who is bored. Boring is like a quality. So I would show like things that can be boring.
Okay. All right, good. How about next question? Now, this time verbally, please. No pictures, no motions. How would you explain a merry-go-round?
In verbal words.
Yes.
Okay. I would explain that it's a playground equipment. You want me to speak as if I was talking to 5th graders?
Yes.
Okay. Well, it's something on the playground that children, they ride, and it spins around, and you can push your friends in it, and yes, that's it.
Okay, good. Next 3 questions deal with student management. Okay.
Okay.
Suppose your students lack the motivation to their homework, or maybe this poor on their test. What steps you take to motivate student?
Okay. I think first I would speak to the parents to see what kind of background that student is in, to see if it's like, it's a positive environment, or if there's something like, there's a problem why he's not doing his homework. And I would talk to the parents, and if I can't get an answer there, then I would work one-on-one with the student to make sure that he feels that there's someone who is working with him, and that, that his effort is important to me, and that his results are important to me as well. So I would make sure he has that one-on-one contact, and he feels that appreciation from the teacher.
Okay, good. Next question. Suppose you ask question one student, but that doesn't say anything. How do you get the students to speak in the classroom?
In the classroom, I think this would take time, because that student might just feel like pressured or really nervous. And if I just kept putting him on the spot, he might not trust me after a while. So like I would ask him to see what kind of student he is, and then later I would talk to him like after class about this fear, or like the reason why he's not speaking. And graduate, like I would like find a way like to make him speak or making small tests, not like those like something that would put pressure on him. Just something that's easy and that wouldn't require him to feel so much, to feel so nervous.
Next one. Suppose one of your students decides to throw an eraser across the classroom. How would you deal with the situation?
And this is during class.
This is during class.
Okay. Because other students will see this behavior and they will see my response to it, I think first that the class has to know that this is not appropriate. So I would set a rule, for example, timeout time, or some kind of set method so that the students know what is appropriate and what is not. And of course, this requires like one-on-one management as well. Like after, like when there's a time when I don't have to be dealing with the entire class, I'll like talk to the child in person and make sure that this kind of behavior is not accepted, is not appropriate for teaching.
And suppose you did, get this position, but how long do you see yourself in this part-time position?
About 5 to 6 months, I'm thinking. Is there like a contract that I'd have to?
Time positions, I don't. There's a contract, but
Okay.
get a feel for how long you would be able to take on this position.
Okay, yeah. I was thinking, like, as I said, I'm preparing for a test in January. So I was thinking a little more short term than long term.